I'm so incredibly tired. Holidays is always very hard on me because I am a family man. And in Portugal, we take family quite seriously, particularly with my family. So I'm gonna be going away by the end of the year. But before we do that, there's a couple of things that you and I need to talk about. Let's go. Okay, team, I have a couple of things that we need to talk about. This is nothing like super mega serious or any like super New Year's resolutions that we really need to address. It's just a couple of talking points that I wanted to run by you guys and maybe get a little bit of feedback on some of the things that we're going to be talking about here. So, starting things off, we have the holidays coming. Now, this is usually a very hard time for me because, like I believe I said in the early skit before I brought the camera over here, being a family person, especially in Portugal and especially with my family, is super important for us to spend time together near the end of the year, which is going to make it very hard for me to actually create content. Even though, considering that I've been doing a lot of videos just with my phone, that is actually something that might be happening during the holidays, even though I'm not going to be stressing myself too much. It's just like, hey, if I have some free time and if I have a topic that I want to talk to you guys about, I do know that I can use my phone because I feel like the microphone and the quality is good enough that this is just a video that I can upload onto YouTube, so that's good. But just so that you guys know, I am going to be going away with family for a couple of days near the, I believe it's on the 27th or something, that I'm going to be leaving. But not just that, throughout the 24th and the 25th, I want to spend more time with my children and my family, just like hanging out and not really having to stress about content creation and all of that stuff. So what that usually causes is a whole lot of stress about creating content before we get to that point. So there's a couple of things that I've been trying to get, a couple of projects that I've been trying to work on to hopefully provide you with some videos during the holidays, because I know that some people, either you're spending time with family or maybe you get a little bit bored and you just feel like, oh, I wish I'd have like some videos to watch, something like that. So I've been working on some content for that. So starting things off, just today we recorded a special episode of the Third Fleet podcast. There's not really a whole lot of Monster Hunter news, so there's not really a whole lot for us to talk about there. So basically I made it a community focused episode. For those of you that follow me on YouTube, you will have noticed that there was a post where I told you guys to ask a couple of questions, stuff like that, and I picked out a couple of those questions, the ones that I felt like made the most sense. And basically those are going to be featured in the podcast alongside a couple of topics that I wanted to run by Gaijin, because, that's just the type of show that I could produce for you. Hopefully, you guys will still enjoy it. That is ultimately always my objective, to produce something that you enjoy. And yes, up until this point, I have to say that the Third Fleet podcast is still one of the favorite things that I've ever worked on. And I just love doing it. So, any excuse that I can kind of like come up with to make a show is always good. And it seems like you have been appreciating whenever I'm able to wrangle Gaijin away from Final Fantasy XIV for a little bit. So that is going to be one of the videos that you can expect. But that one's going to be even like sooner, because I pretty much already edited. I even rendered it already. It was just a matter of like figuring out the timestamps and stuff, even though there's not even that many, because it's just like one long hour at the end of just completely addressing community questions. That's like the timestamp, community questions, right? But continuing onwards, I've also been working on some videos specifically for Monster Hunter. I'm calling these kind of like holiday hunts. And the idea is, I haven't really made it all the way to Anomaly rank 200, because that is still one massive grind. I'm not even sure if I'm going to make it all the way to 200, because I'm also going to be playing Monster Hunter when it comes out on PlayStation 5, and I don't want to burn myself out ahead of that. So I'm going to be slowing down on Monster Hunter, but specifically for the holidays, I'm going to be putting out some of those quests that are a little bit cursed with some crazy monsters and monsters that I personally tend to struggle with. And I've already done 2 of those videos, and I'm hoping that I can do a couple of more so that I can kind of like space those out so that you will have entertainment that you can watch from me over the holidays. At least I'm hoping that you will consider watching those, because, I'm those hunts are pretty stressful, basically, is what I'm getting at. So those holiday hunts are going to be hitting the channel at some point throughout the holidays. I can't tell you exactly which days because things are still extremely chaotic. I'm also going to be showing you my current Gunlance build for those of you that are curious, and I have a little bit of a skit in that particular video that I've already recorded a long time ago, but I haven't gotten the chance to use yet because I've just been crazy busy because with the holidays and holiday shopping, and also taking care of my kid because my kid has had some problems in school, and I'm trying to sort that out, which is also incredibly stressful. I don't want to, dump a load of stuff on you guys, but just know that I have been really busy. I'm not just slacking, okay? Now, I'm also going to be working on a video. Hopefully, I'll be working on a video because I want to. That is games that I'm excited for 2023. And that is going to be a very important video that I want to put on the channel that is going to be talking about a lot of games. Because another thing that I want to do is I want to bring more variety to the channel. And I know that this is usually kind of like the death knell of most YouTube channels whenever you try to go further into more variety and just coming up with titles that are not a timely thing. It's not just even about variety, it's about variety and things that aren't timely. Because usually, if you want to grow on YouTube, if you really want to play kind of the algorithm game, you have to kind of like do things in a timely fashion. And you have this like, hey, if the game comes out on this day, you need to get like early access to get your videos out like 2 or 3 days before. And that's just a rat race that I'm getting to a point that I'm not sure if I can keep it up, even just from like a health perspective, because it's very stressful to constantly have to do that. And a lot of the times I feel like it might even be harming the quality of the content. So that is something that I want to work on, both in more things, as in more different things, not necessarily more content, but just like content around different things. And I'm going to give you guys a very quick example, but also about things that aren't super timely, right? This is something that I really need to work on for 2023, and you can call that a New Year's resolution. It's really not. It's just something that I happened to reach that conclusion in December. It has nothing to do with New Year's, because personally, I'm not the kind of person that really cares too much about New Year's resolutions. I make my changes whenever I feel that they are needed. For instance, I recently started working out. Not recently, it was a couple of months ago. You guys might have seen me talk about this, about the workouts that I've been doing that were made by Eric's. I wasn't like, oh, I'll wait until New Year to start doing it. It's like, I don't do that stuff. I'm just like, okay, there's some things that need to change. And when they need to change, I'm like, okay, if it needs to change, it needs to change now. I don't like waiting, okay? Waiting is not something that I do very well. If I feel like something needs to be different, I want it to be different now. I don't want it to be different 2 weeks from now, which is why some of you might have seen this thing about variety. And I want to tell you guys a little bit of a story here, real quick. And I've spoken about this in some of the recent streams that I've done, but I know that probably a lot of you weren't even notified of these streams because these are streams of a different game. And we're going to be talking about that game. But before we get to that, I was in a mall recently because they had an ice skating rink and I wanted to take my kids to the mall. And then while I was at the mall, I was looking through some of the stores and I found this. Now, this is obviously something that everybody's going to know. It's Demon Souls, obviously, for the PlayStation 5. You might be wondering, Rurikhan, you already played this. Like, what are you doing? Yeah, I had the digital version, and I like physical editions. I've told you guys multiple times I like physical editions. So I found this it was really heavily discounted at the store, and I was like, oh, I'm going to buy this, whatever. And then there was another game that I knew that it had come out, but it was a game that I didn't think that I was going to like. And this game is a Final Fantasy game. And I didn't think I was going to like it because I didn't know what it was. And in the conversation that I had with Cowboy, because obviously we talked ahead of us doing like the Armored Core thing, which hopefully you guys have enjoyed. In case you missed it, there is a mega like Armored Core podcast style thing on the channel right now, where me and Cowboy talk about Armored Core 6. Just in case you missed that is on the channel right now. You can check it out. But in there, before we got to recording, Cowboy told me that he was working on Crisis Core, and that kind of like stuck in my head. And I watched some gameplay of it, and I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna like it. But while I was at the mall, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a chance. I'm gonna do something that I usually don't do. I'm gonna take a chance on a game. I'm gonna buy it retail, because like I told you, I like physical editions. So I treated myself. This is like a gift to myself. Like this to me is just like, oh, I needed this because I wanted to have a physical edition of this game. So that's just it, because I love that game. Obviously, I wanted a physical edition. This was me basically treating myself. You can see some gameplay footage here in the back. I might be doing a video talking a little bit more about this. But because I took a chance in this game, and then I started streaming it just to see, if I was going to like it, if I was going to do a thing, I loved it. I love this game. This game is, I really, really like it. Now, this is an old game, by the way, so don't go out and just instantly buy it without knowing what it's about. I might make a video on this as well, just talking specifically about this game. But the thing about it is that it's an old game. It's a PlayStation Portable remaster, and it's a game that I had never really heard about. And I started playing it. I'm like, this is just a pure fun video game that I'm having a blast playing. I'm probably going to play the whole thing on streams. I've been doing a lot of streams in this game. If you're curious, all of those are in the channel. You can go check those out. But it's just a really fun video game for me right now, and it's something that I wasn't really expecting. Now, I really enjoyed Final Fantasy VII Remastered. I don't know if I've played that in the channel or not. Maybe I'll do a replay of that as well, which kind of goes into the thing that I was saying about time sensitivity. See, doing a Final Fantasy VII remaster, not remaster, Final Fantasy VII remake, replay right now is a terrible idea. But in a way, I'm just like, why not? I don't know if it's in the channel or not. If it's already in the channel, I might not do it. But in a way, I kind of want to do it because it's nice to explore this universe. I'm really enjoying the stuff that is happening on Crisis Core. So that might be something that we revisit as well. And it's just, it's just kind of got me thinking about, dude, I keep just trying to make this channel about Monster Hunter and Dark Souls. I'm leaving way too many things out. I need to bring more things in. And hopefully you will help me out with that. Hopefully you will watch some of that content. Maybe you will, maybe you won't, who knows. If you don't, it's like, if you just want to watch my Monster Hunter stuff, just watch my Monster Hunter stuff. If you just want to watch my Soul stuff, just watch my Soul stuff. But just be aware that there will be more things popping up on the channel because I want to. I just want to do more things. And that is going to be reflected in that video that I told you about in games that I'm excited for in 2023. Also, 2 games from this year that I haven't played yet and that I might be streaming at some point. Don't know exactly when, not really committing to anything because like I said, I don't want things to be time sensitive. I think that is one of the things that is really kind of poisoning the well for me in a creative way, and I don't like it. But 2 more games that I'm going to be getting at some point, and I'm going to be probably streaming: Evil West, Stranger of Paradise. I want to play those 2 games because, I just think it'll be fun. And there's other things, specifically when I make that video for the 2023 games that you will see. Those are all things that I want to play, but we'll see how that pans out. Right now, I'm just really looking to get your feedback. What do you think about this? Is this something that you think will be interesting? Is this something that doesn't interest you? But hey, look, if it doesn't interest you, I'm gonna have to keep taking a chance, and I'm gonna have to do something a little bit different because there's just being dependent on 2 games for a channel of this size is just beyond ridiculous, and I can't keep doing it because it's very, very frustrating. But we'll see how everything pans out. Like I said, I'm going to be working on some more content. This was just kind of like an update type video, which, also in case some of you guys are going away and you're going to not have access to YouTube or something, or maybe you're not even interested in whatever I'm talking about, I just want to make sure that I also wish you happy holidays, Merry Christmas if you happen to celebrate it, Happy New Year if I don't see you before then. And for those of you that are going to stick around and watch some more stuff, then hopefully you'll enjoy some of the holiday hunts that I have coming up on the channel as well. And maybe I'll be able to do another Crisis Core stream. It's looking pretty tight, my schedule right now, because my kids are already off school. And naturally, I want to spend some time with them as well. But yeah, we'll see how all those things pan out. Thank you all very much for allowing me to entertain you for another year. You have no idea how much it means to me. It is very special that it's just fundamentally, it's a dream come true to be able to do all of these things that I do. Sometimes it gets stressful. Sometimes it gets, a little bit overwhelming, but I want you to know that I value each and every one of you that watch this stuff. I really do. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll see you all on the next one. Stay strong. Stay safe. Peace out.